Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here, once again back in Beam. Today we're doing a different video. We're taking a look at the progress of the mini monster truck. Yep, here we see the mini one, and here we see the normal. What we're going to do is take a look at the weight, take a look at the acceleration, the braking, handling, ability to climb stuff, and maybe even see how it does some jumps. So this is version 1.1. This is the first version that was its own file instead of being a part of MemePack beta. It's got a 54 cubic inch Merlin engine that goes to way too high RPM. I'm going to show you the tune that we got here. Got a 1:1 gear ratio, slight transfer case overdrive, pretty soft suspension because it weighs less than the truck, the big one at least. And tire pressure is 10 psi. Other than that, it's a pretty standard tune. So, easiest thing to take a look at would be weight. We're going to swap over to this one just to get a baseline. Now, this thing barely fits on the weight pad, so I gotta be a little bit careful here. Make sure I don't end up breaking something. So here, we got 12,000 pounds. It's not a very light truck. Now let's go ahead and put on the small one. Now this is a 50% scale, so one half scale. Should be at least, it's probably 1/4 scale. I don't know really, whatever. But point is, everything is 50%, and as such, so is the weight. It weighs 12,000 pounds for the big truck. This one is about 6,000 pounds. So it weighs about as much as a Nissan Titan. And it kind of shows. The smaller motor, even though the rev is really high, it's not got as much power. And I don't think the power to weight ratio is as good as stock. Alright, so now next up we're going to do a 0 to 60 test. We're going to do this easily by taking a look at the airspeed indicator down there. When we go from 0 to 60, that's the time. And then we're also going to take a look at braking. So when we hit and hold 60 for a second or two, we will slam the brakes and see how well they can stop this truck. So the best way to get a launch with this is to just drop the clutch. So here we go. So there's 60. As soon as I saw 60 pop up on the airspeed, I slammed the brakes. And that's our 0 to 60 to 0 time. Next, we're going to do some handling. We're just going to drive it around and see how handle is taking turns at speed. It's a little bit slidey. We're probably going to use all the fuel testing handling, so let's do this quickly. Not got a big fuel tank. See if we can climb up this without problems. Look at that. Gonna take this jump here. Let's take that jump at 35 miles an hour. It seems achievable and doable, so we'll do that. There's more of a sky wheelie. Worked out okay. This is ice. I forgot about these patches, so look out. Alright, I guess we can see how it handles the mud since we're here. You go through at about 30 odd miles an hour, 35. These are definitely not normal jumps, so yeah, don't judge its jumping ability on them. We're going to go up normal dirt here and just see how well it can get up and see how far it can get up that big bank there. We're going to reset here. And this hill should be no problem. This next one, need to worry about. So we're gonna go down here. We don't just actually jump it, because that's not the test. So we'll coast down it. Then power here. And see how much of a bank we can take. It's like about 45 or 48 degrees before they give up the ghost. With more of a run-up, I'm sure we could make it, but that's not the point. Let's start from a standstill, see if we can match that from coasting. It's probably the better test to do, honestly. I'll do that for the next part of this video. We're from a standstill. We actually did better. Got to 50 degrees of bank. Now just for comparison, let's bring the big truck over. Get everything reset back where it's supposed to be. I think it reset at the beginning of the hill. So it's a little bit different here because this truck is too wide to really fit on the dirt. So it's not going to be a one-to-one comparison. Let's see how far we can climb up though. I suspect we could clear this. Yeah, look at that. We could get up to the top first try, no issues, and over the edge. Bruh. Okay. So that's gonna be about it for that test. Let's go find a nice jump for us to do. A little bit too big for our small truck here. There we go. Went over here. This metal jump will be fine. The big one, that's almost too big for even the regular trucks. So, I mean, of course we'll still throw it off, but it'll probably break really bad. We're gonna start with, I guess, the small one here. I'll see if I can do a slap wheelie, a popular monster truck move. So, oof. To do a slap wheelie, what you want to do is hold the brakes in midair so you get the nose to dive, so you get a nice rebound off of the front. Then you can use the engine power to pull the front end up to do a wheelie. Now it's better, but still no cigar. I'm not sure we could do a really good slap wheelie or power wheelie with this monster truck, the small one here. Maybe not on that jump anyway. I could try on this jump. Let's see how far we can get on this jump though. This is clearly a distance jump. So, here's what we will do to test. We'll go to the line. We'll get the front tires right on it. And then just see how far it goes. And we'll just have to remember it. So, 4.5 squares of distance. Oh, right. And this is a problem with this version. If you have any hard impact on the axle, it does just kind of break it. I don't know what happens to it, but it breaks. So that's something that will need to be looked at in the future. But for now, we're testing what I've changed. And the big jump, this can only go well. Yep. Front tires are no longer tires, and we get that weird shaking thing again. When that happens, we can't try it. So, big rip. That's our benchmark. Let's see how well the updated version does. And we are back in the game. Got the updated version. Running a different skin on the paint this time, just to help differentiate between footage. First immediate optional or change we'll see is the engine idle has been increased just ever so slightly. I'll let you hear that again. engine out now 4,000 instead of 3,500. Just because. On the weight pad, 4,000 pounds. So we've taken off, what is that, 2,000 pounds of weight. We've taken off a Mazda Miata. So, good weight decrease there. Next is a 0 to 60. So, let's see how we do. And then 60 to 0 after this. So not bad at all. Obviously it weighs a ton less, so that's going to be improved. It's going to feel better too. Driving on flat tarmac probably won't be as good because it's going to be weighing less. It's going to have less weight being put down into the ground to hold itself on the ground here, or keep from sliding, you know. Can handle like big humps like that, no problem though. I determined this time that this is more of a slap wheelie or just sky wheelie ramp, so it's not really a good test. But there we go. Can clear that no problem. Next is the ice, snow. And then the mud here. Only a 2-wheel drive, but we'll be able to see it can get through the mud no problem. It's like an ATV going through all this mud. I love it. Then it's going to be these tests over here. See how well it can get up these grades. I think before we found it goes to 50 degrees or so. So, reset you there. And then we can coast down just to see what we can do. Then we'll try it from a standstill. Look at that. We got above 50, no problem there. Okay. Reset you at the bottom to see if we can mimic that without any run up. Can almost get to 60 degrees, look at that. So 58 degrees, 57 degrees maybe. We can definitely climb higher now that it weighs less. Now next will be jumps. The other jumps, other actually jumps and not just wheelie jumps are over here. We can drive there this time, I know they are. Sure. Here's the, I'll go ahead and reset myself here. And this one was a slap wheelie ramp. Look at that, much better. Before we could barely stay up. I'll give it another go since I gave the other version 2 attempts. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Perfect slap wheelie. So, much easier to do wheelies and ground stunts and get up to speed and go up hills. So it's better in every way so far. Now let's go from the line here, off the middle jump to see how many squares we can jump. Before it was about 4.5. I don't know how big squared these cubes are. So, whatever. So we hit the ground at about there. That's like 6.5 squares. So not bad. And yeah, it looks like we still do have that weird issue with the rear axle. But that's not gone away. Kind of didn't expect to. But that's just to show that it's still there. Then the big jump here is probably going to be even worse. Okay, well, we didn't break our drive. We had broken our suspension, so catch 22, and now we've broken our drive. Oh, I mean, maybe we could do it if I try again. Not exactly the point of this jump, though. It's just killing the truck every time. Oh, hey, look at that. That time we actually survived. We just have a locked up tire. And that can come undone if we are, I guess, lucky. Or if we node grab it. We have a surviving truck after the big jump. And we didn't before. It took a couple attempts, though. That's going to be about it. Let me know what you think of these kinds of updates. And I'll probably do more of these in the future if you enjoyed. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you all in the future.